Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with a brand new series of the Unreal World. And we are looking at the world map, as you can see. Don't worry, though, this is not the Stranded Island playthrough, although it is a continuation of that playthrough. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I did just end a series with the same character where we started on this island right here, as you can see, and we were separated from the mainland. If you're interested in checking that out, there's a link to the playlist in the pinned comment there. We had a really lucky start, and it kind of made the whole series a lot shorter than I had intended. I'm not going to spoil what happened, but go check it out. You'll see what happened in the first couple episodes. Nonetheless, I wanted to keep going. I've got to keep some more Unreal World content on the channel. So what I'd like to do now, you might have been able to tell from the thumbnail of this series, is attack the Njerpez. So they are, if you're unfamiliar, the hostile, the one truly hostile culture in this game. And as you can see, each culture is represented by its own color. They are the purple ones, the big boys over here at the very edge of the world. So we haven't discovered this territory yet. If I remove the cultural markings, you'll see it's just an emptiness, a void. So we've got to make our way over here. First things first, we got to gear up too, though. So guys, this is going to be the start of a very long and difficult adventure. Trying to attack and destroy one settlement is tricky enough. Trying to take out all of these settlements is going to be extremely difficult in more than one way. Of course, we'll get into the details and the difficulties later down the road, but for right now, like I said, we're going to start off by gearing up and stuff. So one of the first things we can do is get ourselves a little bit of food and check it out. As you can see, I've already prepared a nice little hunt. Well, I actually just encountered an elk in the woods, which isn't the best situation, but I figured I'd start right here. And so if you'll notice, if you did watch my Stranded Island playthrough, you'll know that this character started with nothing except a knife and a few pieces of clothing. Well, while we were on the island, I made a whole bunch of traps, the fox paw board traps, and I traded them. So I ended up with a whole bunch of good stuff here. We got a fisher's knife, a hand axe, a fine knife, a woodsman's axe, longbow, and 14 broadhead arrows, not to mention the clothing that we were able to make and stuff while on the island. So we're pretty well outfitted now, and just in terms of basic necessities, hunting gear and stuff, we should be able to do some serious damage to this elk if I can hit him. So let's take our first shot here of the series, and I'm going to go for a headshot, try and drop him in one, because at this point in these deep woods here, if he gets away, we're not going to be able to chase him. So it's one and done or nothing. Let's go. Oh, we missed. Hit the spruce, but the elk flees, like I said. Let's go into our stealth mode. Retrieve the arrow. Must have our arrow, and we must keep it knocked and ready. So there we go. Our first shot wasn't a hit, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Now, if we jump back to the map real quick, you can see that I have done some surveying here of the settlements in this region. Basically, what I'm looking for are animals. What kind of animals do they sell, and where are the dogs? That's what I want. We need to get ourselves a nice little cadre of canines, so to speak. But to do that, I think it would be a lot easier if we got a few kills under our belt. So I'm definitely in the market for a nice little hunt here. Of course, what I like to do is I will go in and mark on the world map the different settlements that I come across. So this one sells pigs over here. This one has cows. They also have a dog for sale too. So we're going to come back to that village. Don't ask me why I turned this one green. It was an accident. So that one's a green marker, but there all are a whole set of colors you can go with too. This one sells ram sheep. So you can kind of see what I've been doing. Don't worry, we won't go into the boring parts of surveying every village. We're going to keep it exciting and, like I say, hopefully find a nice animal to hunt. Although, fortunately, when we left the island, we did have a ton of food. Not a ton, but we had killed an elk. So I've got a nice supply of dried elk meat here. We're not going to be starving. In fact, we're recovering from a pretty bad bout of starvation. But one thing I should do is fill up my wooden tub with a bunch of water. So let's zoom into the local terrain map here, and we're going to look for some ice to over water. It's kind of hard to see right now, but Nonetheless, it's, oh, here's some right here. This is very hard to see and notice, kind of, but there's one little tiny spot right there. So if we hit the drink button, there we go. Open that up. Beautiful. All right. So we're definitely not going to be setting up a shelter at this location, at least. I'm thinking about once we do get a kill, I'll probably just use the nearest village to process my meat and work on the fur and stuff. But I've got a bit more exploring to do just to kind of open up the region and find out where the best hunting grounds are and stuff, guys. So give me just a moment to encounter an animal, hopefully in a very good position, somewhere with flat, open territory, and we're going to have a nice hunt. Oh, well, this is not the hunt I expected, but in the night, actually, I was sleeping on top of this mountain here, and I woke up surrounded by deer. So I think it might be worth trying to take another shot at them. Let's see, we are very well rested. The only issue is I am wearing some fur gloves. Let's see, how about this one over here? All right, let's go for a headshot. Oh, nope. Sailed way past him. All right, they're taking off running. Like I said, we are on a mountain right now, and as you can see, the terrain's pretty steep here. There's cliffs all over the place. I wonder if any of them, looks like they just went straight down the cliff face. Or no, maybe they ran over this direction. Yep. I wonder if having a little bit of height on them will actually make a difference when shooting. I'll take another shot here, but I need to wield an arrow. Unfortunately, we'll probably lose our arrows doing this. But let me see if I can't get a little closer. All right, this guy right here is looking pretty choice. Come on, headshot. Oh, we hit it. Serious cut in the left foreleg. It's walking lame. It's a little bit fatigued. It's a small reindeer doe. All right, this is going to be extreme challenge because, like I said, we're on a mountaintop surrounded by forest. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this guy, but since we injured him so bad, it might be possible. I'm just going to keep tracking him here a little bit and see. Each time I see a deer, I'll have to inspect it. But that's him right there. Let me go ahead and actually start sprinting right now. I am zoomed all the way out now, so if it is, of course, it's nighttime, the moon's up. It's not quite a full moon, but it's still really decent light right now. All right, I have to stop running. I was hoping to keep him in sight, but luckily I can still see his tracks. This is, if I had to track an animal through any kind of forest, this would be the one I would choose. I don't enjoy forest tracking. It's much better to do it on the open plains or the open pine mire, but this works too. And he's directly in front of us. Okay, he's running again. My endurance is okay. I'm going to try. Oh, wow. I can keep him in sight right now. We might actually have this as long as he doesn't outrun me here and go into the thicker forest. Where's he at? There he is. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. I'm actually going to wield my hand axe. Yeah, that'll work. I don't have a spear, unfortunately. My guy is an excellent, well, he's a grand master spearman, but he's still pretty good with an axe, too. So as you can see, we definitely have the skills to do some combat with this guy, which, of course, is the only point of this playthrough. Don't forget that. Now, we are going to stop running because I think I've got him pretty much breathless. Yeah, I could take a look at him, but I can just tell. He's down. We've got him. So this little one here, we're totally zoomed in. Let's go ahead and use our hand axe. Blunt to the legs. Take him down. Oh, and he's still trying to make his way, but no worries. We got him. Come on, drop him. There he goes. All right, blunt to the skull. We got it. Okay, the animal is dead. I'm going to take a drink here and eat real quick because we did do a lot of sprinting, so that'll help us reduce some of our fatigue. Now I'm going to go ahead and curl up next to the reindeer and take a little rest. Okay, perfect. So the animal's pretty small. Let me grab my arrow. It's good to re-wheel the arrows. So in that hunt, we did lose one. I started with 15 arrows. We're down to 14, including the one I've got knocked here. So just keeping track. It's all right. Arrows are easy to come by these days. This, I can literally pick this up and carry it around. So if we look at my character real quick, so this is my gentleman. His name is Jason Momoa because he is the Aquaman, the original Aquaman. Kind of resembles him too a little bit, doesn't he? He's a better looking version of Jason Momoa. So anyway, he's got decent intelligence and will. Strength and endurance is maxed out. So that's why we went with this guy. His weight could be a little bigger, but he's still a decent fellow. And, I mean, his smell and taste is amazing too. So this guy's a gourmet. But he's a good fighter and a great hunter. As you can see, he can also lug an entire 210-pound forest reindeer carcass on his back with no problems. So we're going to zoom out to the world map, take a quick peek. Oh boy. So I made it pretty far north of my little spot down there where I have a bunch of marks. In fact, I haven't even encountered a single village yet up here to the north. This one might be right here though. Do you see just the very corner of this field? It's hard to tell because it's late at night. I don't have a lot of visibility on it, but I can tell just from the look of that there's a village right next to it. Boom, right there, right in front. Aha! So let's enter the village and process the deer. Okay, well, unfortunately, the village doesn't have a source of water. I just had to look around for that. You can't really talk to the people and ask them that. But one thing I did make sure to do was ask about any animals they have for sale. And they've got a big dog and a female dog for sale. So, like I said, this is a primo spot. We definitely have to mark this. Dogs. Boom. We're coming back to this one. So I don't quite have the wealth to be buying animals yet, but we're going to. That's the entire reason I'm marking these villages as we go. But I think I will just go ahead and make a shelter of my own. Like I said, it would be okay if this was summertime because I'd need some sort of cabin. But for right now, I'm just going to pick a nice little spot to set up a shelter of my own next to some water, preferably. So let me find that location. Right over here, maybe? Sure. Right in the middle of this open area. I think there's some pretty good hunting grounds to the south, so we'll stop right here. This is as good a spot as any, I think. Ah, yes. Okay, and perfect. We're going to zoom in at this location. I'm going to need some branches, so let's get those cut. Repeat that. Grab them real quick. Now we need some small, slender trunks. We'll just take this one right in front of me. Okay, there we go. We've got 5 of them. I'm going to move those just a little bit. I kind of want to put my shelter right in front of this tree here, so that'll be a perfect spot for us. Let's do it. He's a little bit tired, but he managed to make it. Awesome. And we got a little bit of firewood over there in case we need it. Right now it's cold for sure. The temperature's dropped below the midpoint, but it can go a lot lower. And luckily, we are wearing some fur stuff, so it's not the end of the world. But with this new reindeer we've got, we're going to be able to make a little bit more clothing. Now, here's the deal. We need to open up the ice first, of course. Boom. First step, always get the water prepared. Now we can drop the animal. So, boom, we can take that 200-pound thing off our back. Well, let's go ahead and make sure we're fully rested before we skin it, because that's going to affect the overall quality, how well rested we are. And now let's go ahead and butcher it. Awesome. I'm going to push the bones and the antlers into my shelter just to get them out of there. Now, let's go ahead and deal with this skin first. I'm going to clean the forest rain. It's 10 pounds of fur, which is good, but you know what? I prefer that was leather. So instead of just going ahead and treating it, I am going to have a little lunch first. There we go. Delicious early morning lunch, brunch, as some might call it. Let's go ahead and go back to our tanning menu. And now I want to go to dehair for rawhide or leather. Boom. So we just need to soak this, and it takes 6 days, which is kind of unfortunate because, for one thing, I don't know if this fat is going to last that long. For 6 days, probably not. What I can do is hold on to the fat just as it is. Don't cook it until it goes stale, And then when it's stale, I can roast it, and that'll maintain the weight, the quantity, and it should extend the life. Hopefully for 6 days. We'll see. I'll try that. But nonetheless, I do have 95 raw cuts, and we can go ahead and process those right here next to our shelter. Okay, there we go. It is complete. And it only took a couple of times. Yeah, it was just like less than 100 cuts. So that's good, but it will take another 25 days for that to be finished. So we've got plenty of food for now. Of course, the next thing we need to do is go back out and hunt some more. I need more fur, I need more meat, and yeah, I mean, antlers and stuff too. Bones would be nice for our dogs eventually. So I'm definitely not going to be building a cabin in this playthrough. If we just talk about some of what are our goals here, we don't really need one to go on the offensive. And after the very first attack is made, if I zoom out, let's take a quick walk over here to the eastern side of the map. So as I mentioned, this is the hostile faction here, the purple guys, and we can't see it now, but each one of these will have one or maybe two villages near the center, and they kind of cluster together. So there's going to be dozens, at least at least a dozen, maybe more villages. I'm sure probably closer to 2 dozen, all spread through here. So one of the big steps we're going to have to do before we do any serious attacking, we might be able to take out one right away, but we really want to just open up the entire map in this general area. I want to locate every single village. I don't want to go into them because that would be suicide if I go in alone or unprepared or whatever. But we need to just basically, like I said, survey the area, open it up. That way I can plan out exactly how many different villages we've got to take out altogether. This is something I've never accomplished on my own or in any of my YouTube series. So it's going to be a big, big ordeal. Now, not just because of the difficulty, fighting, an entire village of people is a challenge, but there's another big aspect to this, which I won't go into too much detail about, but I'll just point it out. So, one of the things we're going to have to do is recruit other villagers to help us. Basically, we're going to have an army of soldiers with us when we go in there, and we'll use food to hire them and stuff. And some will go, some won't. But one thing that often happens is when you recruit from a village and one of their people gets killed, no one else from that village will ever come with you. So, once we've recruited from a particular village, like this one here, they're not going to be willing to come back with us. So we mark this one off our map. Now, why is that important? Well, because this is a really close one. I could hire maybe 24 dudes from this, 30 people, and we could assault 3 or 4 villages here before they were either killed off or just ready to leave, you know what I'm saying? But that would still leave us with another 800 villages, or not quite that many, another 2 dozen or so villages we got to kill. So I'd have to come to the next culture here, and eventually what happens is you're recruiting from cultures all the way out here. And the problem is when you make a travel, like a trip that takes 2 weeks to, overland like that, the people, by the time they reach the destination, they want to leave because they're only with you for a limited amount of time. But anyway, like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but that's just one aspect of the challenges. Getting the timing right and making sure we have enough villages that we can hire from. So we'll see how it goes. We're definitely going to give it our all. And of course, another big aspect to it is dogs. We got to hire as many dogs as we can get because they will basically be my shield, my offense, my defense, and everything. So anyway, let's go ahead and we've got 6 days till this skin is ready. The meat is no concern right now. I have marked my shelter. I always mark my shelter in addition to any other villages or any other marks. It's very important to have that set. So what we're going to do is pop back out. It's nighttime, but that's okay. The time passes a lot quicker on the world map. So I'm going to just survey the area, hunt around. Hopefully we can get another easy kill. Oh man, check this out. So I just encountered an elk. It's still dark out, and it's in the middle of the forest. I think it's worth zooming in though and just seeing where it's at. Oh look, it's right up here. We're standing behind some trees. I mean, maybe can I can't go into stealth mode. Now these trees are literally blocking me in. Okay, and it's gone. I was hoping to get a better shot on it, but I don't want to just waste arrows shooting them into the forest. You know what I'm saying? So, well, no worries. Try again. Okay, now this is much more like it. So we are in the middle. Well, not quite in the middle. We're on the edge of a nice open flat pine mire. And I've got the elk facing me, so that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a shot right at the head. Oh, we nailed it. Now there's two there. There's the baby and the mother. Serious cut in the skull. All right, we hit the mom. So let's zoom out and let's start chasing her. Time to sprint. Now, a headshot's not necessarily going to slow her down at all, but hopefully, if it's serious enough, I need to stop running. Yeah, we can track her easily. So let me get my arrow back out. Also, the fact that she's got a baby with her does make her a little bit easier to predict. She's going to constantly try and get back to her little elk calf. So if I kind of have a general idea where the calf is, I should be able to. There, see, there it is. Yeah, they're trying to get back together. If I keep them split up, it'll stress them out more and cause them to get fatigued a lot quicker. Like I said, they're more predictable too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at her. She's a little bit far. Oh, nice. We hit her. Okay, yeah, suffering from a. Oh, she's walking lame now. All right, we're going to sprint again. I'm hoping I don't have to fire any more shots at her. And in fact, I'm going to kind of break one of my own rules and go for my arrow before I go for the elk. But that's okay. All right, let's see here. So that elk calf is probably behind me somewhere, not nearby or anything, but I'm sure he's back there. Let's take a look at her, see what her state of fatigue is. She's only slightly fatigued. She is injured, but that fatigue level is really the most important thing to me. I want her to get worn out and breathless. That way I can just walk right up to her and club her with my axe. Oh, now check this out. So the two animals have come together just about. That's which is totally fine. I mean, I can still track them. Oh, she's very fatigued now. That's perfect. Let's look at this little guy. He's only slightly fatigued. It is possible to get both of them, but I'm not going to get greedy. In fact, I think we've got her. So I'm gonna grab my hand axe. You know, let's try the woodsman's axe. Yeah. Anyway, that's just I want to see if that works any better against a big animal like this. But she is so fatigued now, yeah, that we can basically just walk right up to her. There's the little guy. Let me take a look at him. Like I said, I don't want to get greedy. He is fatigued, so he's progressed from slightly to very. So what I'm going to do is position myself on this side of her so that when I attack, I can kind of keep an eye on him too, the little calf. Let's go blunt to the legs. Normally I'd zoom in for this too, guys, but I want to keep an eye on the terrain surrounding us. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go for the skull now that it's down. Okay. A big animal like this, it usually does take quite a few hits. Okay, there we go. It is now unconscious. I'm going to go into hiding. I'm still curious about that elk calf. We'll see. Um, all right, hold on. Let me take this thing down. Okay, there we go. So the animal is now dead. Let's see, I can stand on top of it. I'm just going to go ahead and rest. There it is right there. Yes, let's abort the task. Now, oh, this is tricky. What I'm going to do is go to the world map and leave a marker here. And I'm just going to put dead. So I know there's a dead animal here because it's hard. I don't want to lose, obviously, the mother. I can't lose that carcass. But I do want this little guy. Let's see here. We could turn his hide into some more leather. Perfect. He's very fatigued. Let's try and spook him again. Okay, I'm gonna sprint. Okay, good, good, good. So at this point, if I just chase him like this, I'm pretty much diagonal from his mother, right? So if I just turn around this direction and head back, we'll run into her corpse. I just don't want to lose her. That's okay. Now he's kind of leading me away, but it's okay. I can stop running, and he is very fatigued. So we should be okay here. He's taking me on a long little journey, but I think we've got this. And I can always try and follow his tracks backwards, but that might be tricky too because there's probably a lot of tracks all over the place now. All right, let's try and take him out. Blunt to the legs, drop him to the ground. It makes him a lot easier. Look, he's trying to take strikes at me. Little guy put up more of a fight than his mom. All right, bring him to the ground. Come on, you little dude. There it is. Okay, he's down. Now we'll hit Blunt to the head. Oh, I dropped my axe. I'm actually really fatigued right now. I could stop and kind of rest, but I could stand here and just do this and rest, and he's gonna wiggle around. But let me wield my axe again. I'm just going for the hand axe because it was closer. All right. Yeah, he's causing some problems. Dang it! And I dropped my axe again. Let me finish him off real quick. Okay, there we go. So the elk calf and the mother are both dead. And I'm going to rest a little bit. The carcass should still be there. The mother, I mean, she'll be there as long as we can find her. And of course, oh, my wooden tub's out of water. That's okay. I'm going to re-knock an arrow. Always be prepared, ready to go with your arrows. Time to zoom on out of here. And let's see if we can't find the mother now. Like I said, just basically this direction. Yeah, there it is. There's the tracks. See, they get a little scattered. There she is. Boom. We've got her, folks. Oh, nice. All right, so that was a double kill. Pretty good. Mother and child. I mean, it's sad, but that's nature, right? So there we go. That's a lot of meat to try and carry. Let's take a quick peek where I am exactly. Also, now I can come back over here and I can remove this. I don't need that marker anymore. So this is my shelter down here. It's not too far. Quick little shot to the south and I should be good. Of course, I'm probably going to have to make 2 trips here. So it's not a big deal. It's just kind of laborious, but with being in the middle of winter right now, we don't really have to worry about spoilage all that much. And of course, I'm still watching the forest reindeer fat because we're going to turn that one into leather, hopefully. We've got a lot of plans ahead of us, guys. But I think I'm going to take care of all the boring stuff with these 2 animals. And when we bring you guys back tomorrow for the second episode, hopefully this will all be done and we'll be on our next hunt and maybe even doing some trading and stuff. Like I said, we've got to start acquiring some dogs. So that's going to be a big priority. Then next step is to actually make our way all the way over to the hostile territory and start to map it out, guys. So I hope you're excited for the new series. Thank you so much for joining me for the Unreal World playthroughs. If you're a first-time viewer, like I said, there's links in the description below to all my different playlists for Unreal World. If you do enjoy it and you want to discuss it further with me and other fans, join my Discord. We do have a channel devoted just to the Unreal World discussions. So I appreciate all you guys out there. Hit that like button, and I will see you on the next one.